What's up, everybody? Shawn DaGamer here, and on this Around the Apron, we're mainly going to be talking about the Extreme Rules pay-per-view coming up on Sunday. I think that is the 15th of July, 2018. 11 matches have been announced, and only like 5 or 6 of them have stipulations that will consider them extreme. And one of those is a shark cage match, so I don't understand how that's extreme, but whatever, WWE. After we get this out the way, I'll probably give you guys some notes and highlights from the G1 special. I watched a lot of the main matches. I saw the main angle at the end, the US title match, the junior heavyweight title match, and the there's one more I watched, but we'll talk about it later. And some other news and rumors about some signings that are going on in WWE and other places. So let's just jump right into this. Sorry about the lack of consistency in uploads, especially this last week. Dokkan Battle has taken over my life once again. This happens very often, so excuse me, but it's the 3rd year anniversary on global side of things, everywhere outside of the Japanese area, and there's just so much good stuff going on. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, check out my Instagram. Should be linked in the description wherever you're listening to this. Sean, no, wait, that one is @SSRose_Sean. So if you want to, I'm also doing some giveaways on there as well too. So if you want to check all that out, please go check out the Instagram and have fun with all that stuff. If you enjoy Dokkan Battle, you'll probably see some updates on some other stuff as well on there too. So like I said before, now let's jump into these Extreme Rules predictions, starting with the pre-show. The New Day versus Sanity in a 6-man tables match. This probably might be the best match of the night, or one of the best matches of the night, because I forgot. There's actually 3 matches that could really steal the show on here. So the first one being this tables match. Sanity has taken a couple of big losses in the last 2-3 weeks, and they've only been on TV for 2-3 weeks on the main roster. So I think they really need this one. I see this match going about 15 20 minutes on the pre-show. That'll be your nice little warm-up match right before the show starts, and then it gets the last little 3 minutes before they have to plug everything in all the matches and the pay-per-view actually starts. So I can see that going about 15-20 minutes, with Sanity going over and Killian Dane putting Big E through a table and something. I just feel like Killian Dane is going to be the highlight in this match. Like always, when there's like a big multi-man match like this, Killian Dane is always a standout. Go back to the ladder match. Go back to War Games. Killian Dane is always somebody to look out for. He's probably going to be the next big monster in WWE. Speaking of big monsters, Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens in a steel cage match. Braun, I feel like this match is going to be more fun than brutal. I can see Kevin Owens like getting some good. See, Kevin Owens used to be like, you think of a Kevin Owens match, you think brutality, you think fighting for survival, because Kevin Owens, his old gimmick was the prize fighter, and now he's just more of like a very good swarmy heel. I don't know if that's right, squirmy, whatever. He's just like the cowardly heel now, and I don't really like that about Kevin Owens. I miss badass, I'm a power bomb you on an apron Kevin Owens. I miss that Kevin Owens, but hopefully we'll get that, soon. But I really think with Braun Strowman being Mr. Monster in the Bank, Money in the Bank, or however you want to call him, he should win this steel cage match in quick fashion. Oh, not too quick. I see maybe like 10-15 minutes for this match, because you got to lower the cage, and you have to have the entrances, and it's mostly going to be Kevin Owens being a heel, a cowardly heel, and Braun Strowman trying to get his hands on him. So, yeah, there you go. Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. It's going to pay me to say this, but who cares about this match? Even though it has Finn Balor in it, I like both of these guys. I'm a big Balor fan. I was actually a really big Baron Corbin fan before he came up to the main roster. And even on SmackDown, he was really good. And then he came over to Raw, gave him a haircut. They put him in a suit. It was like, what did you do? What did you do to Baron Corbin? Now he's not even Baron Corbin. He's literally Constable Corbin now. Like, I don't like that. Who needs? Give Finn the win. Just go ahead, give Finn the win. Doesn't really matter. U.S. title match for SmackDown Live. You have Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura. If you've been paying attention to Jeff Hardy recently, he's been able to do a little bit in the ring just to be in the ring, but he needs a break. He needs surgery. He needs something because that boy looks hurt. Somebody will give that man a doctor, some ibuprofen, and let that man rest for like a week because he needs it. So just put the belt on Shinsuke. If anything else happens, I'll be surprised, but just going ahead and put the U.S. belt on Shinsuke. Let him have a decent run with it until Jeff or somebody's ready to step up. Like Almas, like I would love a Shinsuke versus Almas match for the United States title. You know, along with AJ versus like somebody else on that level. Yeah, do that for SmackDown Live, please. So, I think we'll talk about that match a little later. Let's go into Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax for the SmackDown Women's title in a Extreme Rules match. So, there are backstage reports saying that these two women have legit heat with each other. I don't really care. But that could lead to some interesting dynamics in a match like this, especially if they're allowed to take liberties with each other. So, like, we can see some really stiff kendo stick shots. We can see, like, a lot of these times with these women matches when they're, like, extreme or stipulations and there's a table involved, a la Hell in a Cell, Charlotte versus Sasha Banks, when Charlotte tried to put Sasha through the table and the leg just broke and she had to just roll down the table. So Charlotte had to hit the natural selection to cover it up. Normally we try to put somebody like Bliss's size through the table, they don't go through the table. But if they have real heat and Nia's, you know, a well proportioned woman, she can literally slam Alexa Bliss through 15 tables at once. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like them old karate things when they like do the hi-ya and try to break the boards in half. Yeah, that should be Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. You know, Jax just throwing her through 15 tables. I don't know how she's gonna get up there with. Look, you know what I'm trying to say. Things can actually happen in this match, and this might be the rejuvenating spark that the Raw Women's Division needs. Because, speaking of Sasha Banks, where's her and Bayley on this card? You would think after what Bayley did to her a couple of weeks ago, this would be the Extreme Rules match. But we're talking about Raw and Vince and Dunn and all their creative bookings, so yeah. Speaking of women's title matches, the Shark Cage match, which would have James Ellsworth suspended above the ring, of course in a Shark Cage, Carmella going in as the champion versus Asuka. I didn't watch Asuka get beat the first two times. Like live, I didn't see her get pinned or tap out. And I'm going to continue that trend because I don't think Asuka's winning this match. Having James Ellsworth in a Shark Cage only implies that he's going to get involved in the match. So why would I get happy thinking Asuka's going to win it? I can't unless because I want Asuka versus Becky at SummerSlam for the SmackDown Women's title. I want that to happen. But do I think it's going to happen? No. I want it to happen. I can see like Ellsworth trying to get involved, throwing something down, or trying to, you know, give Carmella the advantage with a weapon, dropping it from the Shark Cage, and Asuka taking it and using it to her advantage. But that's not in Asuka's deal. Like, I can see, okay, this is what might happen. Like I just said, James Ellsworth in the Shark Cage above the ring. Carmella's getting her butt whooped. Somehow Carmella like rakes the eyes or like gets Asuka distracted enough so James Ellsworth can drop something down. But while that's happening, Ellsworth, there's like a little bit of indication between Ellsworth and Carmilla. Ellsworth drops it, but as soon as he drops it, Carmilla gets attacked by Asuka. Asuka then looks at the thing and is like, "Oh, you gonna do this? You was gonna like spray me in the eye with the bottle like they did on Tuesday again?" She throws it out the ring or gives it to the ref, and while the ref is distracted, Ellsworth drops something else down, like a kendo stick or brass knuckles or a chain or something, knocks Asuka out. 1, 2, 3. Carmilla retains. It's gonna be something along those lines. I hope not. I really hope not. I really hope this is the end. I love me some Carmilla. I think she's like one of the best asshole characters they have on the roster right now. But it's time for Asuka to start her road to redemption, and that starts with getting that belt, going against Becky, going against Charlotte when she comes back for the rematch, going against Naomi. Nikki Cross is being rumored to be on the main roster soon. So you have all these, you have a plethora of talent. Even if you want to put her against Peyton Royce and things like that, there's so much there on the SmackDown Women's Division and on the Raw Women's Division, and they just don't do anything with it. It's been said before, you have total divas holding your women's championship, and I thought we got rid of the divas movement a long time ago, a couple years ago at this point, but still, you get what I'm saying. So did I even give a winner for the Alexa Bliss Nia Jax match? Alexa Bliss is going to win that match because she has to go against Ronda Rousey and get her butt whooped and take the title. I think that's how it goes. I think that's how it should go. We're going to go with that. Alexa Bliss. Yeah, Alexa Bliss, because this is Nia Jax's rematch from when she lost the belt. So, this is Nia Jax's rematch from when she lost the belt. So Alexa wins this match. That knocks Nia Jax out of the picture, and then the other person in the match where Bliss cashed in was Ronda. So Ronda versus Bliss at SummerSlam. Yeah, it makes sense to me. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. And then, like I said, we're going with Carmilla to beat Asuka. I'm not watching that. I haven't seen her lose yet, and I'm not going to. She's still undefeated to me, damn it. So, what else do we have here? We have the 2 tag team matches. We have the Woken Wyatts, or the Leader of Worlds, Matt and Bray, versus the B team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Just like Jeff, Matt seems to be stumbling around the ring too. But do you give the B team the titles? Do you really? Because you got AOP right there. You got AOP right there. So I think what you do is you give the B team a good showing. Hopefully. Let the Leader of the World win. They retain. And then going into SummerSlam, you have the Leader of the World versus AOP for the Raw Tag Team titles. Yeah, that sounds right to me. Yeah, that sounds about right. So the other tag team match for the SmackDown brand will be the Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No. I don't see whatchamacallit winning. Team Hell No winning. I see Kane taking the loss. And the Bludgeon Brothers retaining. There's nothing. There's no way around that. It's going to be the Bludgeon Brothers retaining, and just like the Hardys got to fight the big NXT tag team, the Bludgeon Brothers are going to have to fight Sanity. So, yeah, makes sense to me. But I keep saying that, but then it's WWE. So we could see Team Hell No realistically win this match just because Daniel Bryan. But if you give the Bludgeon Brothers a loss and they lose the titles this soon and they really haven't done anything with the tag belts, are they still credible monsters? You gotta think about those questions. So, yeah. So we have 3 matches. 2 deserve to be a main event. The other one, nobody really cares about. And those three matches are Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley, the Intercontinental Championship in a 30-minute Iron Man match, Dolph Ziggler versus Drew McIntyre. No, Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. And then you have AJ Styles versus Rusev for the WWE Championship. Realistically speaking, it should either be Seth or AJ main eventing. Just realistically speaking, because Seth has been working on that main event level all year, and AJ Styles has been working as main event champion all year. The quality of matches can range for both, but we got that third match right there, and it involves everybody's favorite big dog. So, of course, Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley, 9 times out of 10, are going to be main eventing this pay-per-view, which they should. They should not at all. But that's besides the point. Who's going to win that match? I really hope Bobby Lashley wins this match. There's so many things. You don't have your Universal Champion on the show, so nobody really gives a flying flip about that title regardless. These two people, Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley, nobody gives a crap about either. They killed Lashley upon arrival with, just throwing them in a tag team matches and then giving him that horrible storyline with the Three Sisters and Sami Zayn. And then you just got Roman Reigns. Oh, and then Bobby. Oh my God. Bobby suffers horribly from Brock Lesnar syndrome. Or UFC syndrome in general. There aren't a lot of people in UFC who sound like they look. Like, you get somebody like Bobby Lashley, this built, legit fighter. I think he's like 15-0 or 15-2 in Bellator and MMA in general. And then you put him on the mic and he sounds like he sounds like a little nerd. Like, yeah, Roman, I dare you to come out there and call me out. He doesn't sound like intimidating on the mic. Brock Lesnar has the same problem. That's why he has Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar has the same problem. The only thing different about Brock Lesnar is he looks like a goddamn silverback, and he looks like he'll eat anybody. So you really don't want to mess with him regardless. But when it comes to Bobby Lashley, it's harder because then he has that dead look on his face most of the time, and he doesn't. There's nothing exciting when you first look at Bobby Lashley. And then when he's actually allowed to go, I've seen him work, like in TNA and in Bellator. The man can go. So once you get past that, you're good to go with Bobby Lashley. Roman Reigns is like an anomaly. Roman Reigns is an anomaly at this point, because it does not matter what situation you put him in. The crowd will not reciprocate the reaction that Vince and the people in the back want. But it does not matter to them because they want Roman Reigns to be the guy. Which is why he should have won that belt at WrestleMania. But he's still here without the belt. The belt is not on Raw. Nobody cares. This match is not going to make anybody care. So putting it on in the main event is not going to make anybody care any more than they already do. So this match should not main event. This match should technically be the second match on the card. Not like the pre-show. It should be the pre-show, the first match, which might actually be the 30-minute Iron Man match, because that will get the crowd like hot. Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins in the 30-minute Iron Man match, and they go up 1-1 with the typical one pinfall left. I hope neither one man gets a pinfall until the last 30 seconds. That's how I book it. Just make it that excited, that intriguing. And then you have the Drew McIntyre situation on the outside as well. And I just think that match should start off, and then right after that, you put on Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns. That's just how I see it. But we're logical thinkers here, so that's not going to happen. So you have that main eventing. I hope Bobby wins, but we all know Roman's probably going to win this one as well. And then we have the true main event of the night, AJ Styles versus Rusev for the WWE Championship. Rusev is going to go and show everybody he should have been in the main event scene for at least a year and a half now. And he's going to do it against a perfect opponent in AJ Styles who can make him look great. We've seen AJ Styles with Brock Lesnar. We've seen him with all these bigger guys and just, show that he can help them work. AJ can carry anybody to a 4+ match. Rusev is a 4+ match player. So this match is going to be great. Who's going to win? I really want AJ to win. I really, really want AJ to win. I'm 50-50 split on this one because I think Rusev deserves it. Even if it's just transitional and AJ gets his back soon, I want to see Rusev. They should Christian Rusev. You know what I'm talking about? If you don't remember this, long time ago, maybe about 10, 12 years ago at this point, probably a little bit shorter than that, probably about 7 to 10 years ago, there was a young man by the name of Christian. You probably know Christian from the popular tag team ENC, Edge and Christian. He then transitioned over to TNA where he became world champion. He came back to WWE, became ECW champion first, I believe, and then he won the big belt, the World Heavyweight Championship. The next night, or like 2 days later, he lost that belt to Randy Orton. They need to do the same thing with Rusev. Is that going to happen? No. And because that made Christian heel. Rusev, for all intents and purposes, can still be heel and still get that new Rusev Day chant over. I think that is a very good way to go with that angle. Go ahead and Christian Rusev. Like, really Christian Rusev to be heel. That's a metaphor or a pun. Either way, that was a good analogy. 3 words probably don't go to what I just did, but whatever. So, AJ Styles versus Rusev. I really think AJ Styles is going to keep this belt for a long time, at least past SummerSlam. AJ might be champion all damn year. I don't see anybody other than Rusev or Andrade, but he's not really ready yet, to take that belt from AJ this year. Shinsuke didn't do it. Jeff's not going to do it. Orton's not going to do it. Who else is on that brand? Daniel Bryan, if he resigns, The Miz might be the only one. The Miz and Daniel Bryan are the only two that deserve the belt right now, other than Rusev, but he's not going to get it. So, yeah, I think that's the card. I think we went over everything just to give you guys a little bit more clarity on my predictions. Pre-show, we're going to go with Sanity over New Day in a tables match. Steel cage match, I'm going with Braun Strowman over Kevin Owens. Finn Balor versus Corbin, give it to Balor. Jeff versus Nakamura for the United States Championship, give it to Nakamura. Bobby versus Reigns. Ziggler versus Seth. I didn't give it one on Ziggler versus Seth. Ziggler versus Seth. What are we doing with Seth? What are we doing with Seth? He's the only man that on the roster that deserves to be Universal Champion. Are we gonna give the belt back to Seth? But then you already took him out of the. You took Seth out of the Universal No, oh my god, get this right. You took Seth out of the Intercontinental program. You took the belt off him to position him for the Universal thing, for the Universal. So, but if Roman Reigns wins his match, is Seth going to come out and be like, look, cut a promo saying he deserves to be this, so if you really want to face Brock, you know, you've lost a certain amount of time. He's going to do that whole thing like, I know I can beat him. If I refocus myself on that, I can beat him. Is he going to do one of those angles? I think they're going to do that. I don't see them putting Roman Reigns in the ring with Brock Lesnar one more time. I keep saying that, but I know it's going to happen. I want Seth with a belt. Seth needs a belt. If there's not going to be a Universal Champion on Raw, give Seth the women's belt, and he will make that the most popular belt in the world. He'd be like, Seth Rollins, Raw Women's Champion. And he'd be like, yeah, I believe it. I believe it. You can give Seth Rollins any belt. Seth Rollins can go to TNA and take the X Division belt and come back with it and be the top champion on WWE programming. It can happen. It doesn't matter. Seth just needs a belt. And the only reason Seth needs a belt is because Raw needs a champion. Because I love Dolph Ziggler. I really do. I love Drew McIntyre. But it's just something about Ziggler. The IC belt needs to be the main event belt. Dolph Ziggler is a main event player, but y'all haven't treated him like that in so long, it's hard to see him as that. If you want to try it, go right ahead. I don't really care who wins this match. Let's put it like that. I don't care who wins between Ziggler and Seth Rollins, because they both deserve to be in the position that they're in, and that's on top of the card. That's called politicking. That's called politicking right there. Woo. Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No, going with the brothers. Carmella versus Asuka with a shark cage with a little Ellsworth hanging up in it. I'm going with Carmella. Deleters of Worlds versus the B Team. I'm going with the Deleters of World. Rusev versus AJ. I'm going with Styles. Bliss, Jax. I'm going with Little Miss Bliss to retain. And that was your overly extended I'm about to say Money in the Bank, Hell in a Cell, Extreme Rules Extreme Rules predictions. Oh Lord, they're getting rid of so many pay-per-views and bringing back so many pay-per-views you had to watch. So much going on right now. So I'm gonna take a small little break, and then we'll just go over some news and rumors and highlights over the last week, just, you know, so I can get my opinions and stuff out there. Probably go for like another 10-15 minutes. I need to let my voice rest. That was like 30 minutes of pure talking, pure stumbling, and pure trying not to do this in more than 15 takes. So give me a small little break and we'll be right back. Let's talk some NXT real quick, because very short show, very good show. You know, NXT is only an hour and they always deliver, and it was no different tonight or last night or 2 nights ago. So the show started with Adam Cole versus Danny Burch. Very good match. Danny Burch really showed like why he's employed, like, because for a long time Danny Burch has just been there, and then he started doing stuff with the cruiserweights, and then the UK guys, and then the tag team situation just recently, and now Oney Lorcan is injured. So not only did they start pushing Danny Burch in the place of Oney Lorcan, they even gave Oney Lorcan's music to Danny Burch. I know they were a tag team and all that stuff, but I'm pretty sure that's Oney Lorcan's music that he's coming out to. But that does not take away from the talent that Danny Burch has. He has a very similar style to Oney Lorcan. So if you've seen an Oney Lorcan match, you've probably seen a Danny Burch match. Danny Burch, I think he's just a little bit more technical with submissions, but he still has the same like ruthless aggressiveness that Oney Lorcan has. The match was just really physical, really back and forth, until like Adam Cole just got fed up Adam Cole literally just got fed up, and he just like super kicked the holy shoot out of Birch, and then he get him with a basement super kick, and then a brainbuster on the knee. He was just like, how dare you make me sweat? How dare you make me wrestle for at least more than 15 minutes? And then hit him with that last shot with the exposed knee for the win, and also retaining the North American Championship. I think that was a North American title match. Then we go to a backstage segment between like Lacey Evans and Candice LeRae. I think it was like there was a couple of backstage segments. The most important one was what happened with Tommaso Ciampa, Aleister Black, and Gargano, where Aleister Black was coming into the arena. Gargano was there to cut him off. He was like, you cannot let Ciampa get the title. He cannot have the title. He cannot be champion. And Aleister was like, yeah, I know that. I'm the champion. I want to keep this. So I'm going to go about my business. You go about yours. And let me handle this. So I don't know why we didn't see Gargano after that, especially after what came next, which was when he walked in the door, Aleister. Tommaso Ciampa was just there, attacked him, and it was like marble floor, not marble floor, but like that, school floor pattern or whatever. That hardness, and then he just DDT'd him right on that. Yeah. So there's a title match in 2 weeks, guys, and I've been telling you that Aleister Black will lose that title on free TV to Tommaso Ciampa. We're getting so much closer to me earning my name on Twitter, or my Twitter handle, Shawn the Prophet. Like, I used to be like great at this back in the day, and then WWE started letting Vince McMahon book both shows. So I'm getting back on my throne as the Prophet, but I can see it happening. With this leading up to it, I can see Tommaso Ciampa winning the NXT Heavyweight Championship on free TV in 2 weeks at Full Sail University. But we also had two more matches on here. One being Vanessa Bourne versus Kairi Sane. Really good match. Vanessa Bourne, she got a lot of offense in. Like, this is the most offense I think Vanessa Bourne has had on TV ever. Like, this match went at least 12 to 15 minutes around there. It was a decent size, or maybe like 8 to 12 minutes. I think 15 is just my favorite number today. Vanessa Bourne, great showing, great look. She's going to be a great, she's going to be a great jobber when she comes to the main roster. But am I wrong in saying that? Because I want her to be more than that. But they don't have plans for Sasha Banks and Bayley and Naomi and all these other great women up there. So, yeah, she's going to be a great jobber when she gets to the main roster. Unless somebody in the back sees her and gives her that Alexa Bliss push. Whew. I hope she stays in NXT, Vanessa. That one deserves to be in NXT. Kairi Sane, great showing in this match as well. Kairi always has a great showing, but she just seemed a little bit more aggressive in this match, more physical, like she did with Lacey Evans. And, Kairi won. I think she won with the anchor, which is like a modified Boston Crab. It's like, say you got somebody in the Walls of Jericho. You cross their legs over, hold them as you bend back, like you're lowering the anchor or raising it. Well, she's lowering the anchor, but it's like raising the anchor. I think that's why I just call it the anchor, because either way you look at it, it's like an anchor type movement. See, finishing move names. So, but it looks very painful, especially like the Walls of Jericho. It already works on your lower back, and then you got the pain with your legs being crossed while you're being bent backwards as somebody tries to do aerobics all over you. So it's a crazy looking finisher move. At first I was like, what is that? What is that? And then my back started hurting, my knees started buckling. I was like, nope, She had to tap. So she did. And then we go on to the like, I don't know what it is with NXT and tag team wrestling, but somebody down there loves it. Whether it's Triple H, whether it's Albert, whether it's Regal, somebody down there loves tag team matches and love making them better than singles matches. Because we have Undisputed trying to get their tag team titles back from Mustache Mountain. And boy, when I tell you, for like Adam Cole, like I told you earlier in the podcast, I was being a Dokkan addict. I'm over here trying to get some stones to summon and stuff. So I'm casually looking up at the TV like, okay, Adam Cole, ooh, super kick, ooh, brain buster, ooh, last shot. You know, I'm getting my normal spots in. Vanessa Bourne backstage segments, okay, you know, cool beans. Ooh, the anchor, that looks painful, you know. Then we had the backstage segment between Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano and Aleister Black, you know, good segment. Then we get to this tag team match. I knew by the looks on O'Reilly's and Strong faces, they came out there to get them titles back. Cause you know they're normally all jovial and stuff. You know they play along with the music and stuff. Nope, these two were pissed, and it showed in this match, and it really showed in Trent Seven's knees, because that's what they worked on all match. Was them knees is mine. And like the first half of this match was literally just Trent Seven getting jumped and abused by the Undisputed Era. I'm talking about submissions, leg hooks, heel hooks, half Bostons, and you just had Roderick Strong doing all his strong style stuff, you know, the suplexes and the back breakers and really knee breakers this time, because they were relentless. They even at one point pulled down one of his knee pads and started working on that one. Like they were beating his knee. Nope, not going. Because I wasn't even going to say that, but then I caught myself because I was going to say they were tenderizing his knee like they were about to put it on the grill, but something else popped into my head and that was going to come out. So they were really working over Trent Seven in this match, very technically. So Trent Seven trying to make the hot tag to Tyler Bate. Bate, you know, now this is the part that really with a lot of people when we talk about the end of this match. Tyler Bate a couple of times broke up the pinfall, broke up the submission, and tried to help his partner get to the corner so they can make the tag. But when we get to the end of the match, so eventually Trent Seven does make the hot tag, and when I tell you the crowd was into Tyler Bate, this little 5'2" strong man that can just flip and do everything. I'm talking about standing shooting star presses, the whole airplane spin with the Cesaro swing. Just he can do so much. Like he can take men like 3 times his size and do like float over vertical suplex on somebody. Like this man can do it all, and he did it all with this little slingshot thingy he does. It looks so horrible. He bounces off the top rope with his like arms all spread out and stuff, and it's like back of his neck hits the rope and he bounces back and does like a lariat or something. Oh, I hate that move. I hate that worse than Dean Ambrose's like psycho lariat or whatever they call it. My lord, I hate that thing, but it's effective, so I can't say nothing about it. So it's at the point where Tyler Bate is making a comeback against 2 people. He's fully energized. He got the crowd behind him, doing all these high spots, all these good moves, fighting off Undisputed Era by himself while Trent Seven in the corner, his knees are literally being looked at by doctors. So Tyler Bates, he starts to notice this, and like Trent Seven, he like pushes the EMT away, the ringside assistant, and he's like, tag me in, and like Tyler Bates is like, hell no, I'm trying to keep these titles. So he just looks and like, nah, I got it. Continues to work over Undisputed Era until they started to get the upper hand, and it was just to the point where they knocked Tyler into the corner and Trent Seven made the fucking blind tag. Trent Seven gets into the match, a little head of steam. You know, his knees kind of working a little bit. You know, he tries to hit the 7-star lariat, kick out, and that's when all hell broke loose. Kyle O'Reilly put this man in a heel hook like leg lock submission and just working over the knees. And he was in this submission for at least the better part of 6 to 7 minutes after they already re-brutalized his damn legs. So now Tyler Bates in the corner like, oh my god, we're about to lose these belts. We're about to lose these belts. He's asking the fans like halfway through the submission, like 3 minutes into 7 being locked up in his submission. He's like, should I go in and interfere or should I do the right thing? Should I go in and interfere and do the right thing? Remember earlier how I told you he was already breaking up pinfalls and submissions before all this even happened? Before 7 was in this dire position? So don't you think he should, at this point, once again, go back in there and break the goddamn submission up and make the hot tag again to retain the titles? No! About 30 minutes later, he throws in the white towel of surrender. And I am flabbergasted that happened on NXT TV in that situation. There has been plenty of times somebody should throw in a towel. I can think back when Samoa Joe was running amok. You know, this whole Tommaso Ciampa Johnny Gargano thing. Nobody threw in no goddamn towels. So you're telling me instead of doing the logical thing and breaking up the pinfall or the submission, dragging Trent's ass back to your corner, making the tag, and at least trying to save the match, you're gonna throw in a goddamn white towel and surrender your NXT Tag Team Championships back over to your new 2-time champions, the Undisputed Era. Boy, was I upset. Cause like I was telling you, I was invested in this match. I done got out of my recording chair, my computer chair. I done laid down. I done found me a nice cold thing, a drink. We didn't even have nothing to drink, but I found one. Found some popcorn, and I was invested. I felt like this is like match of the year. And then he threw in the towel. I think I went to sleep immediately after that. Because I was miffed. I don't even know if that's a proper word. I was miffed. So that took a literal 5-star match to me and dropped it down to a 4.3 because I do not agree with that ending. It was a shock ending. Very shocking. But to do it like that, that hurt my feelings. But to see Bobby Fish come out and celebrate with the rest of the Undisputed Era always warms my heart. I miss Bobby. Come back soon. But that was NXT. A little bit more WWE news, and we'll talk about New Japan slightly. Probably a little Lucha Underground. They're changing the pay-per-view schedule. TLC is coming earlier. They're thinking about bringing back Starrcade and Halloween Havoc. You got the Super Show, so they got rid of Clash of Champions and put the Super Show around the end of the year. So it's going to be Survivor Series. No, it's the Super Show, then Survivor Series, and then Starrcade, I want to say, at the end of the year, and then Halloween Havoc. Yeah, new pay-per-view schedule. Woo! What else? Daniel Bryan still talking mess about creative. He said something about every time a lot of people, including himself, try to give his input on his character and all that stuff to the creative team, they just shoo him away. So that's more insight on creative. They don't really care. What else? That's pretty much it. Hideo Itami and Cedric Alexander had a pretty decent match. Leo Rush is just amazing. That's 205 Live for you guys. Lucha Underground, I'm like a week or two behind. Last thing I saw was Exo Luscious, and you can tell they came up with that character around the time the Velveteen Dream came up with his character. Because if Velveteen Dream was on the main roster, we would get Exo Luscious, whatever his name is. We had the Grave Consequences match, 3-way to the grave. That was really good. Go check that out. I didn't really watch any Ring of Honor, but I did because I watched the G1 special, which was, I saw the junior heavyweight match between Hiromu and Dragon Lee, and I saw that Dragon Driver. Yeah, he broke his neck. There's no way around that. Or it's like, they say he's not going to need surgery, but yeah, that boy going to be out for a month or two because that looked painful. And the fact that he finished the match, hats off to that guy. He's really good. Like, Hiromu is like really, really good. Dragon Lee, there was a part in the match where they just had like a suplex contest. It was like they were both giving belly to back to each other for like, all in total, I think I counted like 20, and the crowd just started suplex shitty. That's Brock Lesnar. Suplex City for this match. I did see a little bit of the Will Ospreay and Okada versus Bushi Naito match. That was a decent match from what I saw. Like I said, we just talked about the Hiromu match and Dragon Lee. That was a really good match. Go check that one out. I saw some of the Juice Robinson Jay White match. I need to finish that one because I want to see the spot where everybody was talking about Josh Barnett, the announcer. Apparently the spot is White does something and it drives Robinson into the steel girders because they don't use ring barricades. And in New Japan, you have the ring, and the barricade is like the old school fence ones. And then I think on hard camera side, they have the announcer's booth right behind that. So I guess White pushed Robinson into the barricade so hard it flipped over the announce desk. JR got some broken ribs apparently, and then Josh Barnett, who's a former UFC fighter I believe, got into the ring and kind of chased down White, and then that distraction allowed Robinson to win. I think so, something like that. But I'm gonna go back and rewatch the match. We'll talk about it again later. I want to watch some more matches on the show because I want to watch the Young Bucks versus, what is it, Bushi and Evil match. Let me see. Yeah, Evil and Sonata. Oh, why keep saying Bushi? I need to go watch a Bushi match. Oh, I did. Bushi and Naito. Duh. Oh my god, I think that's a sign for me to stop recording. But we only got one more match to talk about, and that was the big match of the evening, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. Kenny Omega defending against Cody and Brandy Rhodes, and we have to say it like that for legal purposes. This match felt like what a WWE main event should always feel like, because first of all, they were in America in the Cow Palace. Very good attendance, very good crowd all night. Very successful show. So we're going to get more of these big shows like this in America. Hopefully one comes to like Florida or somewhere around Georgia or even in Georgia. So like, New Japan at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I'm going if it ever happens. Can we have All In 2? Can we have All In 2, please, in Atlanta? Even though they want to get the Garden. I know, but they did get the Garden. We'll talk about that a little bit after this. So, Kenny Omega versus Cody Rhodes. Cody and Brandy Rhodes. Gotta say it like that for legal purposes. This is what WWE always tries to do. This is what they've been trying to replicate for the past number of years now. Good crowd interaction, a clear face, and a clear heel, or even Cody in this match was even kind of a tweener. Cody was kind of a tweener. So Cody was Seth. No, Kenny was Seth, because Kenny and Seth, they're just like two sides of the same coin in some instances. And then Cody and Brandy Rose, you gotta say it like that for legal purposes, was Roman. And this worked. Then you had the Young Bucks out there, trying to give some moral support. They were literally trying to make sure Omega and Rhodes didn't kill each other. Literally while they were out there, there was a spot with the table. It was set up in front of the ramp, and Omega tried to dive through it while Cody was in it or on it, and they wouldn't let him do it. He did it anyway around the end of the match, and that table did not break at all. These New Japan tables are the best heels in the business. These New Japan tables do not break, and you could, like, the legs will like come out from under it, but these tables are the best tables in the world. These ain't no styrofoam WWE tables. These are real lunch room tables. Woo! And just seeing like Cody try to go through the table while Omega was landing on him, and he's like, nope, can't do it. Sorry, out my back. So they're checking on Cody. There was a spot where like one of them got put through another table in the crowd. I think Omega put Cody through a table in the crowd, and they were like, why? Stop doing it. Stop killing each other. And then there was like a couple of chair shots, I believe. And then they brought out this, the ladder to the heavens. You know, the ladder that Braun Strowman choke slammed Kevin Owens through a couple of weeks ago at that one pay-per-view. They found that ladder and put it in the middle of the ring. These two idiots set up, no, it's the same table from before. The one I told you Cody didn't go through, this is before that spot. So these idiots are climbing the ladder. Cody positioned the ladder at the end of the ring so he can suplex Omega from the top of this seemingly 30-foot ladder through the table on the outside. And I was sure as hell waiting to see this so I can just be in total, like, are they dead mode. I was just waiting to mark out for this moment for all the wrong reasons. But you had the Young Bucks right there telling them, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And even to the point where they had to move the table out the way so they could get the idea out their head. And Cody reversed the damn table, or reversed the suplex, and suplexed Omega all the way down to the middle of the ring. Oh my God. That was the simplest, craziest, highest spot we've seen in a long time. You just have to watch it because it's not safe. It's not safe at all. It's stupid, and somebody could have been seriously injured. But it looked amazing. It's just, the whole match was great. You had Omega killing Cody with V-triggers. Omega took a couple of crossroads, tables, like I said, the ladder spot, a few chair shots. Oh my God. You just have to go, the whole look and grandeur of the event, it was just beautiful. The whole match was just beautiful. It ended with V-triggers, V-triggers, V-triggers. Brandy even had to get in the ring to stop Omega from killing him with V-triggers. She had to get out the ring. The Bucks took her out the ring. You know, she was like crying a little because she thought Cody was dead because all them damn V triggers. He got the Omega went for the cover. 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2. Kicked out. Match went on for another few minutes until like some more V triggers. Cody got a little bit more offense in, but some more V triggers. And he's just like, Cody was just like, I can't take this no more. Finish it. Just end me, please. Hit him with the one wing angel. 1, 2, 3. No. Cody rolled him up. He was like, just finish me. Just finish me. He rolled him up. Got the 2 count. Then got hit with the one wing angel. 1, 2, 3. Match over. But that's not even the best part. That's not even the best part. We had the celebration after the match. Kenny Omega, you know, did his, you know, thank you, good night thing. Or goodbye, good night. And they celebrated. Shook Cody's hand. Cody went back to the back. They went up the ramp. All the celebrations. Tama Tonga, Haku, and I always forget the other one. I always forget his name. But they all came out, gave us a little fake Bullet Club reunion. You know, Bullet Club is fine now. Cody and them, well, Omega and the Bucks start posing again. And then Otunga and the gang. Did I say Otunga? Golly. Tama Tonga and the gang attacked the Elite and beat them down. Paige came out. Who else? Scroll came out. Who else is in the Bullet Club? Chase came out. All of them got beat down. Cody tried to come out. He tried to fake it off. He tried to help. So Bullet Club is fine in that regard. Cody got beat down for his troubles as well. And there is now a new split in the